What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Talkin SMACK with Jake Mack podcast. We are back and we are now in the flesh 2 weeks later. This is my current kind of jank setup. Let me bring my mic a little closer. Sorry, guys. This is my current kind of jank setup. I got a little, I got my Legos here that I just brought over 5 minutes ago. Some Funko Pops that reflect my general interests and me. So that means we're bound for a good time. But yeah, I haven't made a podcast in about 2 weeks. I've been itching to do it, but I don't know if you guys could tell by my voice, but I came down with the flu a few days ago, and today's the first day where I don't want to die. So we're behind the mic. Now, a few things. If you tuned in on the YouTube channel or on Spotify, thank you so much. All links are going to be in the description. If you're seeing this on YouTube, watching this via YouTube video, I'm now on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, and as you know, YouTube. And I'm looking to see if I could access putting myself on other platforms as well. The process wasn't actually as difficult as I thought it was going to be. All things considered, it was quite easy. Now I see why people are able to upload like cursed, like AI music on Spotify via calling it a podcast and then being able to upload it that way. But yeah, Talkin SMACK with Jake Mack podcast on those platforms. If you're on YouTube, the links are going to be in the description. And if you're watching on one of those platforms, thanks for checking me out. But yeah, a few hundred views on YouTube. Listen, I'll take what I can get from, making a podcast out of the blue on my YouTube channel. So if you're tuning in, and I didn't explain this last time, which is kind of ridiculous. I don't know how, but if you're tuning in and you don't know who I am, why am I saying that like I'm some celebrity? Basically, I have a YouTube channel, have, because I'm posting this on it, where I used to post, I would call them Yoda ASMR videos, and I got a little bit of attention from them, a few 100,000 views, 1 million on a couple, and ended up with like 60,000 subs. Over the past like 3 or 4 years, I've lost a few thousand, and that's okay because my content has dwindled quality-wise, can't lie. But I just haven't had the passion or the drive to know what to upload lately, past few years. And so yeah, that's who I am. And if you're watching this and if you're my friend and you don't know about Jake Mack YouTube channel, the Jake Mack Yoda YouTube channel, go check it out if you want. It's kind of just me in high school screwing around with my impressions. So if you're watching from that, thanks. So, kind of what happened last time, I didn't really get to explain because it was the only podcast episode, so now I can explain. What happened with that was I was bored, and I just recorded an audio, and I was like, got some software, and then it was pretty easy because, like, I get pretty familiar with these editing things pretty quick. I've been doing this since I was, like, 10, even younger. Sorry about all these voice cracks, by the way. It's just, like, the flu. So I just recorded that, and then before I knew it, it was uploaded. So that's why I didn't talk about like why I was doing it, any of that. But here I am, again, in the flesh. I bought a light so you could see my beautiful face. Not looking too hot right now. Again, ill. I'm experimenting with this kind of beard thing. I don't know. My girlfriend says I'm cute. My mom doesn't like it, but she doesn't like any facial hair I have. But it's not up to you, Mom. Do whatever I want. I'm a grown man. But yeah, we're here, and I'm excited. I didn't really have a plan written out for today because as someone who has been dead for the past 3 days and now just feels alive enough to do this, which is literally just speak, by the way. I didn't really feel like sitting down and writing a plan because I just wanted to do it off a whim, and that's where my drive was in the moment. Like, let me just do this. Um, I was actually, and maybe to get into the first topic of a game, and actually before I do that, let me know what you guys want to hear me talk about. Um, I know that I'm a very multi personal, multi interested. I have a lot of interests. So my topics could really go from, you know, Star Wars, games, movies, what's happening in real life. I wanted to have a guest for my second episode, but as, life permits, hell no. But I'm going to have a guest maybe on the next episode. Trying to figure out who. Maybe my girlfriend, maybe a friend. But yeah, we'll see. Definitely going to get someone in here at some point so we could have a bit more of a banter. I might try to make this episode like 10 minutes shorter than the last because I'm kind of also depending on the fact. Also, I'm recording still in the experimental phase. I'm recording this in 30 frames per second on just high def on my phone, recording the audio obviously here with my mic. I don't have a great camera, and I'm just trying to see how this goes right now. So I also don't want to lose storage. So I might try to keep this to like 40 minutes and see how that goes. But once I get yapping, we could lose track because I'm Italian. What can I say? Yap master. But anyway, what I was gonna say, I was gonna play a game because I tend to hyperfixate, right? So, um, my current kind of like hyperfixation, I guess, is Zelda. I mean, listen, I always love Zelda. Love Zelda since I was a youth. Since I was in the womb, I've been wearing that green cap. But I go in and out, you know. So I tend to just randomly watch. Oh my god, sorry. I tend to randomly watch these like Zelda lore videos because they just bring me joy and comfort. Because I itch and claw for more Zelda content, and obviously they cannot make a game all the time, so I'm left with my crumbs. But then I also realized that there are Zelda games I really haven't played. So I was actually in the middle of I downloaded Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks for an emulator because I have one of those. I mean, I'm looking at it, but I don't really want to get up and interrupt this to go get it. I mean, I could, but it's an emulator. Kind of looks like a Switch. You could buy them. There's also ones that look like Game Boy Advance, and yeah, it's cool. I downloaded Spirit Tracks for it because I've never played Spirit Tracks. I played Phantom Hourglass, which might actually be my first Zelda experience. I don't know, because like if so, that's not the greatest first Zelda experience. Um, but I think what really got me into Zelda was I have this friend, um, Mike Findez. If you're watching, Mike, I miss you, bro, and I hope your kid's doing well. I'll get into that later. Not Mike's kid, but like, you know. Um, but he would play Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D on 3DS, and as someone who didn't have a 3DS yet, I was like enamored by this concept of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the 3DS. I was probably 8, so it's probably when did that game come out? 12? Okay, then I was maybe 2012, probably like 9 or 10, and now I'm itching. I'm itching for Zelda because something about that just seems so cool. And I eventually got a 2DS, which is literally the only 3DS variant that I got. I never owned a 3DS. I only ever had the 2DS, which, listen, I had a good time on my 2DS. Um, but then I finally got to play Ocarina of Time for the first time. Ironically, oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. As a Zelda fan that I am, and I could probably do hit this out in 2 days, but I've never beat Ocarina. I don't know how. I've beaten Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and then like some of the like handhelds. But I never beat Ocarina of Time. I've never beat Majora's Mask, and I'm so close to beating Skyward Sword. It's so not funny how close I am to beating the game. When it came out HD for the Switch, I got it right away because I had it on the Wii and I didn't get far. Um, I don't really know why. I just think I was young and dumb, and less like not even like the motion controls thing. I probably thought that was cool when I was like the age I was when that came out. 2011? Did that come out? Yeah, I was a kid. I was a kid. But then I got to play it for real, for real. I mean, I already knew all about the game. Like, I already know everything about these games at this point, but still playing it is a whole different ball game. But, um, so Skyward Sword is a great game, honestly. I don't think there's a bad 3D Zelda. I would still say it's a great game, but it has taken me, when did it come? When did the re-release come out? 22? It has taken, it's 2025, maybe 23, whatever. I have not beaten the game. Like, I have gone back to it. I've come back and forth from that game like 3 times, and I would lock in with hours of gameplay and then just not. And I went and I logged in like a few days ago, and I'm at like the last temple, like the Sky Keep, I think it's called. And I was in the middle of it and I stopped. So I logged back in and I saw that like the puzzle of the rooms was there. And I was like, I have no idea where I was. So I give up. So I played like 15 minutes and like again, it's a good game. Like fun at its core, it's a good game. Story wise, one of the best Zeldas. Like it's cool. Like conceptually, it's cool. I don't like people have a problem with like the areas. Like there's 3 or so areas. I don't have a problem with the areas being linear-ish themselves. I didn't like going back 3 times. Like you literally had to go back a bunch of times, more than 3 maybe, to these areas. And sometimes it would unlock like a separate thing. But like towards the end, I was like, yo, I get it. Like, why am I clocking like 40 hours in on a Zelda game? Like, listen, I love Zelda. And Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, that warrants more of like a long playthrough because you could really do whatever. Um, but why am I putting 40 hours in Skyward Sword? You know? That said, it's a great game, but I haven't beat it. Like I know these are great games. Same thing with Ocarina. I am like one dungeon away from beating Ocarina of Time. I got to do like the Spirit Temple, you know? And then I think that's just about it. Um, why don't I go do that? My attention span is so weird. Like I will hyperfixate. Ask anyone in my life. I will hyperfixate on something like a menace. Like I'm kind of hyperfixating on this podcast stuff right now. But what happened was since I wasn't able to do it for 2 weeks, like I started losing the passion because I wasn't able to. Because oh my, see, this is the ADHD I was talking about last episode. I'm about to branch off, and I haven't even finished talking about Spirit Tracks yet, guys. Sorry if you're suffering. Let me just get through these points. Maybe I should like write the shit down. Um, but I'm in theater, so I'm doing a production of Jersey Boys right now. Um, and I'm about an hour and a half away from the theater, and I'm there like 4 days a week. And even when I come home, I'm like working. And last week, I also had like a failed podcast episode that I filmed. Sorry, River and Stan. I filmed like a trivia podcast episode, but it was it was funny. It's definitely funny. But one, we were swearing every other second. And listen, I swear, I do, but I don't really know if I want that level of like every 4 seconds in my podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not the tone I want to set of like brain dead that me and my friends are, which we kind of are. But yeah, I do theater. So I'm there a lot, and I'm not going to bring all this stuff and make a setup in this like, oh, that also would help. I'm there 4 days a week, but I also live there. So I have um I'm given part of my contract is that I get an apartment um to stay in. So I'm literally living there 4 days out of the week. And for the next 2 weeks, it's gonna be almost every day. So I want to do this right now. But yeah, with Skyward Sword, you know, I would just pick up and put that game down over and over again. And I don't know. I have to beat it. I have to beat Ocarina and shoot me. But I also have not gotten more than 2 hours into Majora's Mask. I literally have an N64 with the actual copy of Majora's Mask. Have not gotten more than 2 hours into the game. Why? I don't deal with stress like that in video games. Um, when I play Zelda, like I know that there's a way around it, and it's kind of like you could set up your gameplay of Majora's Mask in a way where you're not really resetting. Like you're resetting, but you're not losing anything. Like do it at the right time, dungeon, right before dungeon, beat the dungeon, it's fine. But I don't have the I don't know. I don't know. I want to beat it because like it looks super good. And I know the story. Story looks great. I like the dark themes. I'm not like scared of the game. I love Twilight Princess. I think Twilight Princess is my favorite Zelda. Maybe other than Wind Waker, but Twilight Princess is probably the number one right now. Um, but yeah, don't shoot me. But Spirit Tracks, um, I I want to play it. I mean, I played Phantom. I was about to say Phantom Menace. Where my brain goes. Um, I want to play. I did play Phantom Hourglass, but I have heard like that Spirit Tracks has kind of like a cult following situation. So I kind of want to get my feelers in on that, and see what's up because again, I hyperfixate on this stuff, and when I randomly realize, wow, you haven't beaten like a few of these things, I like to go out of my way to do it. I love Minish Cap. Haven't beaten Minish Cap either, but I just love the game. I was just playing it on the GBA for the Switch, and great game. I love that it's like Toon Link, but it also has all the Wind Waker, sorry, and like Four Swords Adventures, like animations in the GBA style, and it's just a cool game. The shrinking stuff is dope, but yeah, I feel like that's my Zelda tangent for the day. Um, Let me know what your favorite Zelda game is if you want. Um, Mine again, Twilight Princess probably. Um, I I bought a GameCube. I wanted to buy Twilight Princess for the GameCube, but it's a lot of money. It's like $120. I'm like, I would pay more for Twilight Princess on the GameCube than I would for the GameCube. I paid like 99.99 for the GameCube, or maybe 110. But yeah, Twilight Princess on the GameCube. Because listen, I played it on the Wii U. I played the HD, which by the way, they need to port Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD to the Switch 2 as soon as release. Like, I don't even care if a new Zelda. I just want those game experiences like at my fingertips with ease. Because I don't feel like my Wii U's messed up now. I don't feel like figuring it. I want to play them. I want to play them. Um, but yeah, expensive. Twilight Princess is dummy expensive on the GameCube. I have it on the Wii, but again, I don't like the motion control stuff. I don't like to sit and do this when I'm like just trying to chill and game and play my games. You know, especially my comfort games like Zelda is. Um, so yeah, give me the analog controls. Um, what I was touching on before, my friend Michael. Um, Michael again. Hello, bro. Hello, bro. Yeah, my friend Michael is a kid, and he is my age, so I'm 21, and he has a kid. Um, and he was one of my earliest. Like I have best friends, you know, from school, like Nick and Nick. Love you guys. Um, but he was one of my first very, very, very close, probably best friends outside of school that I made in a theater camp. So, um, and he honestly, I gotta credit Mike with getting me really into all this like stuff because he was so into it, and I was like, this kid's a gangster. Like, I want to be just like this dude. I want to play Animal Crossing on a bench during recess. That's so dope. And then I became that dude. Um, but yeah, he got me into all that stuff. So I met him when I was like 8, 9, and now he has a son. And like, I know this is just something everyone goes through, where it's like, yo, so and so, I'm having a kid, and they're like, yo, what are you gonna do? And they're like, no, we're having the kid. It's not like, some people at 21 want to have children. Like, this is just the mindset. Me? Not right now. Not right now. It'd be like 5, 6 years. That's what I always thought I would. Um, but man, that made me feel old. And let me tell a story. Now I have a story to tell. I was at my college, and me and this kid Michael ended up going to the same college. Um, but we didn't really talk a lot because as it goes, sorry I'm stimming with this Lego piece. As it goes, when you go to college, you know, you usually tend to, I mean, you probably have experienced this yourself. If you go to college with someone that you kind of know, maybe from high school, maybe there's some people in your high school from your in your college, from your high school in your college, you're probably not going to be in like the same group. You're probably going to go like your separate ways because you're both doing different things, and that's kind of just the tail of the tape. That's kind of what happened with me and Mike. No ill will. Just like I ended up being close with a few guys, joined a frat. He did his thing, I did my thing. But there's still love, always. And I think that's just part of getting older. People separate a little bit because of time, but that doesn't like mean you don't care about them. But yeah, this kid, Mike, I'm eating in the food hall, whatever. I don't even know. It's called Sam's. Very bad food. And I'm sitting, and he comes up to me, and he's like, "Yo, what's up, man?" I'm like, "Yo, Mikey, what's good?" And he's like, "Can I sit down?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I think I had just started like going hard in the gym for those past few months. So he said, you look like an Orlock," and I was like, "Thanks, bro." um, I don't even know if that was right. Orlock, is that even the right word? Gorlock, Orlock, Goblin mode. I don't know, but he was. We were just talking, and he was like, "Oh, by the way, you're gonna be an uncle," and I was like, what? And he was like, no, for real, you're gonna like be an uncle. I was like, what are you saying right now? He's like, I'm having a kid. And I was like, you're having a you're having a child? We were just we were just just children. What do you So he shows me this like ultrasound of his girlfriend's like womb, and I'm like, and now this kid is like a kid alive, and I'm in my basement with no socks on, filming a podcast, and he has a kid. What am I doing? That was just like that is one of the defining moments of my life. And when I officially realized, and I was funnier, even funnier, dude, I think I was 19, either 19 or 20. No, I think I was 19, turning 20 that year. And this kid drops this bomb. He's 19 too, maybe 20, that he's having this kid. And I was like, why do I feel like I'm having this kid? Oh my gosh. But best of luck to Mike and his kid. All love. Forgot your kid's name, Mikey. Um, I remember it was cute though. But I hope you're teaching that kid all the right moves in Smash Bros. And educating that youngin' on Zelda and Animal Crossing. All the games. I'm gonna start crying. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's just that's where we're at. Um, I'm getting older. I literally talked about this last time. I'm not gonna talk about my age like over and over again. But that's just part of it, you know? Um, that boggled my mind. And yeah, people out here getting married at my age. I see it. Um, Not a lot of children. I mean, I've seen a few children from people in my high school, and I'm like, all right, whatever makes you happy. Um, but not a lot of marriages quite yet. I actually, and I lied. Probably more kids than marriages I've seen. Um, so we're just, we're at a time where people are not, shoot, literally 100 years ago, right now, 100 years ago, 1925. People get married like now, right now. Those guys wanted their virgins, like crazy time. And I'm like, I'm out here like I would have a Zelda themed birthday party if I still could, you know. And people out there like creating family. Listen, to each their own. But nowadays it's like, you can't even, what is the average rate to buy a house now? What is the average age? It's like 30 something. Like, wow. Or even, what's that? I don't know if it was, I saw it somewhere, but I don't know if it was a house or an apartment. But I was like, what is going on in this? What is going on in this economy? It's getting scary out here. I saw a statistic that said there's not a single state in the United States where you could work one job 40 hours a week and be able to afford an apartment. An apartment. What is going on out here? It's like, what is going on? It's scary. I'm like, I barely have a real job, let alone no job in the United States, 40 hours a week is gonna get me an apartment. Now, now thinking about that, maybe that was like a headline because is there really no job that could 40 hours a week? Because I mean, if you're making like a shit ton from your 9 to 5, and you could probably definitely afford an apartment. Maybe it means like minimum wage. or something of the sort. I don't know. But I saw it. I saw it. But just like I was talking just like I was talking about on last episode, I didn't research it any more than just seeing it. So I don't really know what I'm talking about. So don't take my word. Anyway, guys, so I was thinking about possible ideas for, how to make this podcast interesting and not just be some white guy behind a mic with Legos. Because believe it or not, there are a few podcasts out there like that. And what my ideas were, I don't really know quite yet, but I'm cooking. I'm cooking, that's for sure. I mean, I know that the slap is part of my gimmick. Maybe I could do like a segment of the show, something slap related. I want to have a segment for my buddy Ryan. Gotta. Because it would be stupendous. And Ryan, if you're watching, start cooking up ideas, buddy, because I know that brain goes rampant with bloody good ideas. I'm telling you, this guy Ryan, his mind goes places. Now, might he need therapy? He may. He may. But maybe not. Because that big old beautiful brain of his has brought me a lot of joy with his stupendous ideas. But yeah, just some, maybe I could like crack an IPA. I don't know. I just found a random IPA. But I'm thinking, I'm cooking. Again, I'm busy out here. Doing a lot of stuff and trying to balance working, barely working with doing this production of Jersey Boys. At least I am thankfully getting paid for this production of Jersey Boys. Undisclosed amount. I have a contract. But money's money, and performing is something I enjoy. So I'll take it where I could get it. That said, definitely need a new job. I was actually thinking about becoming a bartender at some point. Maybe start as like a bar back. That's always kind of interested me. Making drinks. That is something I could hyperfixate on. I mean, as you can see, I got a bar behind me. Terramana. It's my girlfriend's favorite tequila. It's, I believe, the Rock's brand. The Rock be making anything, you know. He's like, energy drink, I got it. If you want a whole tequila, I got you, bro. So, have you tried the Rock's energy drink? Also, I would take a shot. I was thinking about it. I would take a shot of that, but I have so many. Not this popping up on my computer. I have so many fluids. Not fluids. I have so much medicine in me. I have like Tamiflu in me and like Advil that I think if I had that, I would die. So let me not do that. Let me hold off on the alcoholism for right now. But yeah, I think being a bartender would be cool. My girlfriend has dabbled in bartending. Not dabbled, she's literally bartended. I don't know what dabbling means in that context. But, you know, I think I got the charm. I got the charisma. And I think I could pour a good drink. But it's just getting there first that is sometimes the hard spot part. I feel like I've something I always wanted to get into is like modeling. And listen, I look beat. I look like crack Mac right now. But like look at I don't even I might have to cut that out. But I've always wanted to like dabble in some modeling ish stuff, but again, I look like janky as hell right now. And they're gonna want some like 6'2", 120 pounds soaking wet guy. I am 5'11", 200 pounds as is. So don't know how that would work. I mean, they're not. I don't know if I'm plus sized. I don't think I'm plus sized. I mean, the skinniest I was like 152 ever, 152. But I'd gotten mono and like lost a lot of weight. Like I looked like a skeleton. Like maybe not that bad, but I was like the skinniest I ever been. Like my jawline would like cut a diamond, bro. It was crazy. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to cut like 15. Kind of want to cut like 15, 20, 15, 20 pounds. Um, I've been out of the gym for a little while. I used to be like pretty hard on it, and lately with like I just haven't had the crazy inspiration to go. But I think when I'm home, I don't know. I just have to. The hardest part sometimes is getting up and doing it. You know, the hardest part is like getting in your car, driving. But then once I'm there, it's like okay, I'm in the gym. But sometimes when you're lazy, you're just like I'd rather just sit here and not push 95-pound dumbbells over my head right now because that sounds a lot easier than the latter. But you know, I had to get new jeans recently because again, probably like 200 pounds right now, which is probably the heaviest I've been in some time. But again, I don't really feel it like I'm absolutely disgusting or something. Um, but got these new jeans because some of them old jeans ain't fitting like they used to no more. They still fit me, but got it. And that's not fun. So I got these new jeans, and I went through self checkout at Target, and I forgot to take the freaking tag off, like the security thing. Oh, what a nice voice crack! I forgot to take the security tag off, so now I just got these jeans with this like tag on them, and now I'm like it's been a few days, so now I'm like and I've been sick, so now I'm like afraid to go back to Target and be like, hey, and not even at the Target that I bought them because I'm home now, and I did not buy them at my home Target. Like, hey, I got these jeans. I'm like, you stole them. But Target does that thing. I don't know if you guys know about this. I feel like it's sort of common knowledge now that they, like, if you're stealing, they track it instead of just like straight up getting you for a misdemeanor. They make sure they wait till it's a felony. They wait till that's a felony and they could charge you a lot or put you in jail for stealing. Because if you just walk out with jeans, you know what they really like. That's basically what I did. That is basically what I did the other day. I paid for them, but the alarm went. I'm so stupid. Like the alarm went off, but I just kept walking because I knew I paid for them, and I didn't know that the tag was still on there. So I assumed that someone else was stealing. Because little old me, little old me would never steal. Why would I ever do that? That's crazy. So now I got these jeans with a tag on them, and I gotta go back and figure it out. And hopefully they don't think I stole. Speaking of clothes, though, were any of y'all into like sneakers back in the day? I remember when I was like 15 years old, I had so many shoes, so many Jordans, and I was spending so much money on these shoes. Mostly my parents, actually, but me a little bit from my YouTube money I was making when I was like 15, 16, when I suddenly became a sensation from the Jake Mack Yoda YouTube channel. But I was spending money on these shoes, and they're like retro Jordans, so like 12s, 11s, 5s, 3s, 8s, 13s, sevens, sixes. All beautiful shoes. But I think when you're checking out, shoes, they should have you, if online, they should have you present identification, because as a 15, 16-year-old little white boy with aqua Jordan 8s, Hollister joggers, and like an Aeropostale sweatshirt in 8th grade, I looked ridiculous. I should not have been allowed to wear those clothes. Like, maybe now I could style them better, but I looked like redonkulous. Who's allowing that? Like nice shoes, but not for a little whitey like me, you know? Although the oh my god, what are they called? The threes. The true blue threes. Man, beautiful. Hot shoe. The threes are just a hot shoe. I think the threes and the ones, like certain Jordans, a little white boy could get away with, but just like, I mean, wear what you want. I'm just saying, for this little white boy, it was not a match. And I had some of that shoe blindness. Sold all those shoes when I realized I looked dumb in them when I was like 17, 18. Did not make as much profit as I wanted because some of them were not as pristine condition as I thought when it came to reselling shoes. And now I just rock the white Reebok. I don't even know what they're called. But they are like the most easy shoe. I forgot what they're called, but I love them. They're just like that white, like off-white Reebok low top, and they're just cute. Like, I like them. I never, like, when I was 15, you're like, you couldn't catch me dead wearing no Reeboks. Hell, Converse, man. What the heck? Now all I wear are Reebok and Converse. What happened? I don't know. I'm just like, I'm kind of basic now. I just want a basic white shoe because it goes with anything. Just goes with anything. Why do I gotta work? I would stim out so hard, like trying to figure out if I had like a forest green shoe. I'd be like, what do I even wear with this shoe? You know? And I would never wear it. Like, I have red-ish Air Force Ones. Nice shoe. Always forget I have them. Because it's just like, I don't own a lot of red. You know? But listen, the shoe game ain't for me. I'll put my money into other things. Like, if I could pan around this room, there is probably like $6,000 worth of Legos down here. And 4 unbuilt Legos and boxes that have been sitting here for a long time because I have no storage. And Stan told me, my best friend told me that if I didn't build them by Martin Luther King Day, he would build them. Well, buddy, Martin Luther King Day has passed, and they're still in the boxes. I'm going to regret saying that because now he's going to break into my house and just start building. But, Stan, just don't build. Let me get up for this. Just don't build this. Because Nicole got this for me, and for my birthday months ago. I'm a terrible boyfriend, and I haven't built it. But don't build it because it's Nicole got it for me. But a lot of money went into the Legos, and then a recent one, which is kind of also faded, but I still have interest. But muchos dinero, a lot of money. Cologne. I have like 55 bottles of cologne, and I accumulated that in like a year, 2 years now. But like this year has been not a lot. I haven't bought a lot this year, mostly from gifts. I've gotten a few. But that first year, it was like, I kid you not, it was like a cologne a week. But if you're interested in cologne, I'm telling you, it's cool. It's cool. It's nice to know about like scent notes and, you know, perfumers and stuff. It's cool information. It's nice to smell good. Um, but here's some advice. No one's really going to give you compliments other than people explicitly trying to flirt with you. So, you know, I hope you got some charm to give. Or your mom or your girlfriend. Like it's not really going to come from like the funniest I got was like a gas station attendant being like, "What are you wearing?" And I was like, "Prada, Luna Rosa Carbon." You know, so be weary of the YouTube videos because the YouTube videos are really what got me because they're like engaging and you're like, top 10 best colognes for summer, top 10 best colognes for winter, top 10 best sexiest colognes. And I'm like, I want to smell them. I want to smell that one. I want to smell that one from Dior. I want to smell that one from Prada. I want to smell that one from Yves Saint Laurent. And you want to just smell everything. And then you end up with 60 bottles of cologne and hundreds upon hundreds of dollars down the drain. But at least you smell good. And also, and if you are going to do that, let me just point you in the right direction. Go to fragrance discounters. Go to fragrance discounters like fragrancebuy.ca, fragrance net's okay, or fragrance. Those are just a few. Do your own research. They sell for like discounted prices and they're real. I think they don't have any like overhead market price because they're not selling retail like in store. So that's why they're like semi cheaper than if you never buy retail. Never. Unless it's like last minute for like a gift or something, or if you want to go buy a gift and like feel better about it for your partner or something. But don't buy retail because they're gonna try to sell you like a 1.7 ounce bottle of like something for like $110. And that's not a lot of liquid. And especially because I have a lot of bottles now, right? So a lot of the bottles aren't really used that much. But if you only buy one at a time, you're gonna go spend $100 like on a fragrance every like 2-3 months or whatever, however much you're using it, you know. So just use those discounters. But also, if I could go back, I don't regret having them because it's cool. I like to like fiddle with them. But if I could go back, I would say maybe like get 10 or maybe 8 and then cycle. You know? Like finish that one and you'll finish it faster and then get a new one and then you'll have like 10 cycling. You know? Instead of I have almost 60 and none of them are going to be finished anytime soon. And they're just sitting there collecting dust. Literally last night I was like rubbing dust off them. But I think I'm going to wrap it up there, folks, because I'm hitting the 51-minute mark on here, which means I'm probably about the same one. Well, I will be the same one there other than a few seconds from when I came over here. But thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you enjoyed, go check out, follow the podcast on whatever streaming service you use for it. Subscribe on the YouTube, leave a like if you're watching on there. If you watched the video aspect of this, thanks for looking at my mug for a little while, even though I'm sick and look weird. But yeah, again, Talkin SMACK with Jake Mack podcast. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube, you know, whatever. Apple Podcasts, I think I said that. Just go check it out on there, wherever you're watching it. Keep watching it. Give it a follow. Give it a rating. Whatever works. But thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. So glad I got to get this one, not out the way, but just get another one done so I can keep the ball rolling, because that's how my brain works. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time on the Talkin SMACK with Jake Mack podcast. Catch you next time.